Mr. Secretary, I want to, first of all, congratulate you on having accomplished what you came into office seeking to do, which was to turn around conflict in Iraq that was headed toward defeat. And then you received also the mission of turning around a conflict in Afghanistan. And I think you've done a terrific job overseeing the process in both places and deserve the thanks of a grateful nation for that. But I want to ask you now specifically about Iraq, a question. I'm going to phrase it in a way that I hope you can answer, which is, can you describe for us what interests the United States has in maintaining a long-term relationship with Iraq, including, assuming the Iraqis desire it, the continued presence of American military forces in Iraq after the end of this year?
Something we could not have predicted 5 months ago is that Iraq would emerge as the most advanced Arab democracy in the entire region. As messy as it is, when you think back to the months and months that it took to form a government and the fact that the conflict was political, they weren't in the streets shooting each other. The government wasn't in the streets shooting its people. So I think that sustaining that is worthy of an investment. We've made a big investment already, a huge investment in treasure and in lives. And to sustain that, in some respects, as a model for a multi-sectarian, multi-ethnic society in the Arab world that shows that democracy can work. Not exactly like ours, that there's some pros and cons associated with that, but can sustain itself. Now, I think that the Iraqi military would say they need continued assistance in terms of logistics, intelligence. They have no capacity to defend their own airspace. So there are some areas where we could continue to assist them, and I think at relatively small cost to ourselves, especially given the investment that's already been made. But I think it also sends a powerful signal to the region that we're not leaving, that we will continue to play a part. I think it would be reassuring to the Gulf states. I think it would not be reassuring to Iran, and that's a good thing. I think it would be reassuring elsewhere in the region as well, and beyond the Gulf. So I think that there is a mutual interest, both in Iraq and in the United States, in sustaining this relationship. That said, we have to realize that it is a political challenge for the Iraqis, because whether we like it or not, we're not very popular there. And the Sadrists clearly want us out. And how much of that is the Sadrists and how much of that is the Iranians behind the Sadrists, you can argue about. But I think, as is often the case in Iraq, it will take some time for the political leaders to figure out a way to move forward on this. And all I can say is that from the standpoint of Iraq's future, but also our role in the region, I hope they figure out a way to ask. And I think that the United States will be willing to say yes when that time comes.